Hello, welcome. This is Roland Jung from ePlan Canada. Today I want to talk about something that is common to all these industries. If you look up our industries and where you can find some ePlan retail, you will see something that is always commonly coming up. It's the panel shop. The panel shop at one point in time will always be part of the game. So technically, I can take any of these industries. They always have sooner or later the specific panel building. So I can go through in the individual areas, but at one point in time, every one of these industries comes down to this common denominator. They all have a switchgear and panel built. So what I want to talk about today is how can we take this process that is here mostly done manually. And if you look in most of your shops, you will see this is all done manually. How can we actually optimize it? So technically, let's take a look here at this, and you will see here I will be talking about primarily the retail integrated value chain. So in the switchgear and panel building, we often will also talk about the efficient engineering when the plan becomes ePlan. But really, you know what? It starts by optimizing your own manufacturing process. And we often don't think about this. The outcome, you will be able to deliver 33% faster by prefabricating wires. This is really the outcome of this. What I will show you in this video here is how we can save 33% of delivery. In other words, every 2 months, you have one extra month that can be produced. Think about it. 18 months of production in only 12 months. So of course, let's take a deeper dive into this. First of all, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we all know that, within Industry 4.0, there is some digital integration that must have, right? But let's talk about first the challenges every one of us in all industries we face. We all have increasing price pressure. We all have difficulties finding good personnel. We have the request from our customers to always deliver in shorter period of times. And honestly, when we look at it, obviously, deeper, we may have some inefficient operations. But let's take a look on how we can help you there. So this is all based on a study that was started at the University of Stuttgart. So the numbers that I'm putting out here are not just randomly taken like this. They actually come from this study. I'm just going to recap this a little bit in this integrated value chain, and I'm going to talk about the digital workflow, because this is really where everything happens. The idea is digitally, you want your data to service everyone, service the engineering people, service the sourcing people that will be buying the components, servicing the manufacturing people that will need it for drilling and cutting and eventually even wire preparations, even labels, and even for the operations for cables. So the idea is, let's make sure that the data that we actually use is always ready for the next step, so that every individual user only adds really some added value into it, does not repeat any of the data that was already there. And it really starts with this data portal, which is cloud solution to which 438 manufacturers today participate. They have created over 1.4 million data sets to be used, drag and dropped into your design, and with the proper data to actually do the manufacturing afterwards. So technically, this is a little bit the global picture of how it works. The data portal provides you the parts, the electrical schematics are done with Electric P8. Within Electric P8, you can also have ProPanel. ProPanel is the digital twin, and from that digital twin, not only do you have a perfect digital representation of your panel and sizing representation of your panel, but you can also extract all the data for all the mechanical work hereafter, like drilling, cutting ducts and rails, and even cutting the wires. So it's really, this is the global, let's say, digital picture of what we offer. Now, step by step, not everyone everyone can see, we try to organize this limit. And we have come up with a certified system integrator concept in a 3-step process where we actually bring you to be better and better. Let's start with the first step. Everyone knows when today in the classic design engineering, you have to do some schematics, some device tag numbering, some wire numbering, some cross-referencing, some bill of material. These are tedious tasks that represent a certain volume of time that you can, with typical tools, only manage to a certain degree. Now, what is interesting with ePlan, the core features of ePlan and some standardization of ePlan, we can actually reduce a lot of the time that you spend on device tag numbering, wire numbering, cross-referencing, even bill of material, because the tool itself, out of the data that is provided in the schematics, it can be generated automatically. Device tag numbering, wire numbering is actually done automatically. Cross-referencing is a second nature to ePlan. Bill of materials is just there. As you produce your drawings, your bill of material is perfect. And as you produce your digital twin, it actually gets completed with even more details on the terminal side, on the DIN rail side, and even all the mechanical accessories are actually then summed up in that bill of material. All that data can be extracted, and when it's used to this level, we actually agree to give you the fundamental integrator level, and this is the first step. The second step is actually the advanced integrator. It's the digital twin. Now here, what's interesting is that you get not only the visual aspect of the digital twin that you can place in your panel, but you can also benefit from the Perforex from Rittal. They have a mod center that can actually pre-produce all the drilling and cutouts on your panel before you even get it. So it's basically a task that you give away to Rittal, or you can actually buy the Perforex. So here, not only do you have a better quality documentation because you have this digital twin that you created, but also from that digital twin, you can expect the panels to be pre-drilled automatically because the data is actually incorporated into the digital twin. Now, this, of course, is some time saving, quite interesting. Now, the performance integrator, he's going the next level. With ePlan's routing solution, what he does, he actually calculates the length. And if you do have the length, you can now have some extra support with the smart wiring tool, Smart Production, and with these wire machines, cutters, crimpers, etc., that can help you prefabricate the wires. But really the clue here is the fact that you can prefabricate the wires. Because let's take a look at a detailed panel shop when they build a panel. Step number one, of course, you always have to cut DIN rails, ducts. You have to assemble them onto the backplate. And only then, when all the parts are actually assembled on the backplate, can you start do the wiring. So you have to basically pull the wire, you have to cut the wire in the right length, you have to unstrip it, you have to crimp it, you have to put the labels on. It's a tedious task that actually represents 49% of that time, out of which 33% are actually wire fabrication. Cutting, stripping, crimping, and labeling. Quite a big task in here. So what we say is if you actually do have the length, you could take this wire fabrication 33% and start fabricating the wires from day one. Now, that means that while others are actually cutting the ducts, assembling the panel, putting the labels on, you can have some people prefabricate the wires or a machine prefabricate the wires. And you just have to do the wire landing. The wire landing is really the shortest time. We have smart wiring that can help you there. But the clue here is that by reorganizing your process, your manufacturing this way, you can deliver 33% faster because you have the wire fabrication done from day one and not only from the time that everything is assembled. This is just amazing. I mean, reorganizing your time in such a way, you're doing basically what the industry 1.0 has done, is to put in parallel these different tasks. Now, on chop, wire fabrication, cutting, stripping, and crimping can be done by anyone. You do not need electricians to do this. So qualified labor is not necessarily required. Your qualified labor will do what he does best: land the wires and do all the rest, the testing and operations. This is how we help you step by step to become a better and more efficient certified system integrator. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Come and talk about it with any of our ePlan specialists. We all can help you there. Roland Young from ePlan Canada. Hey, please subscribe down below. I didn't mention it before, but this helps if you want to see other videos like this. Thank you. Bye. Next time.